We've got another edition of ICANN Media for you. I'm your host, Rob Hislop. We are, of course, coming to you from the Global Petroleum Show. It's day 3, the final day of this tremendous event for the oil and gas industry. Right now, we're meeting somebody who's come here all the way from Ontario. And so, not the furthest distance people have come to get here, but you're here and you've got a product, Chris Allen. You're with reGuarding Solutions. Tell us a little bit about your product.
We manufacture custom safety guarding for equipment with rotating parts. So that's V-belts, pumps, couplings, and conveyors to protect people from having their fingers caught or any other body parts getting caught in the machinery. So it's to protect the employees.
Okay. Can you show us, I mean, you've got some samples up here, show us and tell us how it actually works.
Like this one is a V-belt guard. So we custom, we measure it to make sure it fits perfectly to suit that piece of equipment, and at the same time try and make it as maintenance friendly as possible so the end user can access the equipment to maintain it with the least amount of problems of guarding being in the way, which is the kind of the thought that process that people have felt in the past.
Well, I mean, it can be a difficult thing because to me it looks as simple as just putting a cage around a moving part. Is that basically what you're doing?
That's basically what it is, except for the fact nowadays you have to encourage the end user to put the guarding back. And to be able to do that, what we do is we make it ergonomic so that one person can be able to remove and replace that piece of equipment. We put a weight label on the guarding so that they know what their capabilities are and they know if they can remove and replace that piece of guarding. We like to find out exactly what the requirement for that piece of equipment is so that we design the guarding specifically for that piece of equipment so it doesn't compromise its the way that it's working, and that it is easily maintainable as well.
I mean, it seems almost silly sometimes to think that safety wouldn't be considered and wouldn't be paramount in many companies, but obviously there's a business for this because you're counting on it, aren't you? Is that people will take safety seriously and do something about it?
Absolutely, and this is all we do is safety guarding, and there are regulations in place that companies are supposed to adhere to make sure their guarding is compliant. And we try and be proactive and encourage a lot of those companies. Maybe there have been plants that have been there for many, many years and those regulations weren't in place back then. So, we'll go in, we'll do assessments, or we'll measure a piece of equipment, for providing quotes to them to start them off in making sure that their guarding becomes compliant to protect their workers.
And a lot of custom work, obviously, because you've got to go in and make this fit not only on the piece of equipment, but considering the surroundings as well.
Yes. When it comes to bigger pieces of equipment like conveyors, things like that, we send a technician to the site and they measure it totally. They talk to the end user. They make sure that that piece of that guarding will suit that piece of equipment, go around any obstructions, that sort of thing, so that it is designed specifically for that piece of equipment. When it comes to couplings and V-belts and pumps, that type of equipment, we actually have data sheets. So if it's just a one-off guard that someone is looking at, they can complete the data sheets, email it to us with a photo of that piece of equipment, and we can actually quote and manufacture from that data sheet.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Chris.
Okay, thank you very much.
We've been chatting with Chris Allen with reGuarding Solutions here on ICANN Media.